There are some misconceptions on the link between chemicals and cancer. In this video, I will go through some chemicals that are linked to cancer. The first one is acrylamide. It's a chemical used in industries such as textile, cosmetics, food processing, paper and pulp, construction, oil drilling, plastics, mining and agriculture industries. It is used in making paper, dyes and plastics, and in treating drinking water and wastewater. Acrylamide can be found in small amounts in consumer products, including chalk, food packaging and some adhesives. It is also present in cigarette smoke. Acrylamide can form naturally from chemicals reaction in certain types of starchy foods and cooking at high temperatures. Some foods with high level of acrylamide include French fries, potato chips, coffee, and foods made from grains such as toasted bread, biscuits, and breakfast cereals. To reduce the acrylamide level, you can take some measures. Limit food high in acrylamide, such as potato products, especially French fries and potato chips. Coffee and grains, such as breakfast cereals, cookies, and toasts. Limit certain cooking methods, such as frying and roasting. And limit the time certain foods are cooked. Boiling and steaming do not produce acrylamide. Soak raw potato slices in water for 15 to 30 minutes before frying or roasting to reduce acrylamide formation during cooking. Soaked potatoes should be drained and blotted dry before cooking to prevent splattering or fires. If frying potatoes or toasted bread, cook them in a lighter color as opposed to dark brown, which produce less acrylamide. Avoid storing potatoes in the refrigerator, which can result in increased acrylamide levels during cooking. Next one is antiperspirants. A couple of studies have suggested a possible relationship between antiperspirants and breast cancer, but further studies are needed to support the claim. If you are concerned, you can limit the use of antiperspirant and shower regularly to avoid the sweat odors. Next one is fluoride. Is a naturally occurring mineral found in soil, rocks and water. Fluorides are absorbed into the blood through the digestive tract. They travel through the blood and tend to collect in areas high in calcium, such as the bones and teeth. A study published in 2006 found that exposure to high levels of fluoride in drinking water was linked to a higher risk of osteosarcoma in boys but not in girls. Osteosarcoma is a type of bone cancer that begins in the cells that form bones. Regulatory authorities don't consider fluoride to be carcinogenic or cancer-causing substance. If you are concerned, you can check the fluoride levels from your water supplier. Fluoride is used in toothpaste to strengthen our teeth's enamel. We have to be careful not to ingest the residue of toothpaste. Especially parents should give their children under the age of 6 only a pea-sized amount of toothpaste for brushing and should do their best to make sure their children are not swallowing it. You must have heard about asbestos in the news. It is a very good insulator and sturdy material and had been widely used in the construction industry due to its properties. Asbestos can enter the human body through inhaling the fibers in the air or swallowing contaminated food or water. Asbestos is linked to lung cancer, cancer of the larynx, which is voice box, and ovarian cancer. Other than cancer, asbestos may cause another health condition called asbestosis. Symptoms are serious breathing issues that can cripple its victim due to difficulty in breathing. Aspartame is an artificial sweetener used in many drinks and food items. According to Italian researchers, it is linked to some types of cancer, but American and European food regulatory authorities believe that the data was not consistent and no link was found. But the study done by the researchers have cast doubt on the use of this substance, and some people avoid consuming this substance, while others have no issue consuming it. Arsenic is a natural element that can be found in water, air, rocks and soil, and plants and animals. Arsenic has two types. Arsenic combined with carbon and other elements are called organic arsenic, whereas arsenic combined with other elements other than carbon is called inorganic arsenic. In food, rice, seafood, fruit juices, mushrooms, and poultry meat are big sources of arsenic. Some countries in the world have a high level of arsenic in drinking water. People living near industrial areas where pesticides or glass are manufactured are at risk of exposure to arsenic. Then there is another big concern is pressure-treated wood. An arsenic compound called CaA, chromate copper arsenate, is used to treat wood that is used for different purposes, like garden decking and fences, then playground sets and some household structural work. It is harmful to kids when they touch the wood and eat something without washing their hands. Traces of arsenic can be found in the soil where the arsenic treated wood is packed in the ground. Inorganic arsenic compounds may cause lung cancer, bladder cancer, skin cancer, kidney cancer, liver cancer, and prostate cancer. Whereas some of the organic arsenic compounds such as DMA and MMA are also linked to cancer, and further research is required on the rest of the organic arsenic compounds. Next element is benzene. Is a colorless, flammable liquid with a sweet odor. It was widely used in everyday chemicals such as plastics, lubricants, rubbers, dyes, detergents, drugs, and pesticides. According to clinical studies, benzene is linked to leukemia, that is cancer of the blood cells. It is a matter of even bigger concern that it is linked to childhood leukemia. Due to long-term exposure to benzene may cause other serious health issues, and bone marrow and the soft inner part of the bones are affected by it. It can also lower white blood cells and platelets that affect the body's ability to clot the blood in case of bleeding and fight infections. It is also lowers red blood cells, which will make the person tired and out of breath. It also harms reproductive organs. Even high levels of benzene can be fatal, and its short-term exposure can cause breathing and digestion problems. If you want to limit your exposure to benzene, you should take these steps. Number 1, stop smoking if you do, and avoid secondhand smoke. That is, the smoke comes from the smoker. Limit or avoid exposure to paints, solvents, etc. in unventilated spaces. These become more patent if it is not ventilated. Avoid petrol and diesel fumes inhalation while filling up your car at the petrol pump. I always use disposable gloves while filling up. You should avoid physical contact if possible. Idle car is a hazard, and start-stop technology in cars is a lifesaver, especially in a traffic jam. You should avoid exhaust fumes from idle cars where possible. Use protective gear if you are unable to avoid benzene exposure at your workplace. Other than benzene risk, vehicle exhaust is linked to not only lung cancer but bladder and larynx, esophagus, stomach, and pancreas cancers too. The next chemical that is linked to cancer is called recombinant bovine growth hormone, as a short name RBGH, or recombinant bovine somatotropin, RBST. This is a man-made synthetic chemical made in the lab to increase milk production in cows. This chemical is approved by FDA to use in America, but some other countries, mainly European countries, have not permitted its use due to safety concerns. The human form of growth hormone, also called somatotropin, is made by the pituitary gland. It promotes growth and cell replication. Bovine growth hormone, also known as bovine somatotropin, is the natural form of this hormone in cattle. The use of RBGH in cattle to increase milk production increases the level of another hormone called IGF-1 and indirectly increasing the level of IGF-1 in humans who drink this milk. Some clinical studies have found a relationship between IGF-1 and the development of breast, colorectal, prostate, and some other cancers in humans, but this link appeared to be weak in later studies. There are some adverse effects on cows, including high rate of mastitis, foot problems, and injection site reactions due to RBGH use. Mastitis is an udder infection that is treated with the use of antibiotics, and it is a matter of concern that the excessive use of antibiotics leads to antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Unfortunately, it is not fully examined in humans whether it can transfer to humans who drink RBGH-treated cow's milk. In countries like the United States of America, the use of this chemical is regulated. But unfortunately, many countries in the world have no regulation and citizens are not bound to abide by the law is a serious concern. PFAS and PFOS are a group of chemicals. PFAS have been used to make non-stick coatings on cookware, as well as protective coatings for products like carpets and fabrics. These are also used in the manufacturing of paper coatings, cardboard, food packaging, and some other products. PFAS have the potential to be a health concern because they don't break down easily and can stay in the environment and the human body for a long time. Studies have found them worldwide at a very low level in just about everyone's blood. Higher PFAS levels in the blood have been detected who have been drinking water from a water supply that is contaminated by PFAS. Exposure to PFAS is linked to kidney cancer and testicular cancer and possible link to prostate cancer, ovarian cancer, bladder cancer, and thyroid cancer too. The next chemical is formaldehyde, is a common, colorless, strong-smelling chemical that is a gas at room temperature. It is widely used in the manufacturing of pressed wood products such as chipboard or particle board, plywood, and MDF or fiberboard, glues and adhesives, permanent press fabric, that's wrinkle-free clothing or iron-free clothing, paper products coating on paper to water-resistant or glossy form, certain insulation materials. In liquid form, it is used in medicines, cosmetics, and cleaning products. We inhale this substance from our environment, both indoors and outdoors. In our outdoor environment, motor vehicle exhaust is a major source, whereas pressed wood that I mentioned before is a source of this substance inside our homes and offices. Unvented gas stove fires, wood burners, and oil-based burners also raise their levels indoor. Use of cosmetics like nail polishes, shampoo, conditioner, and professional keratin hair treatments release this substance during their use. This substance is linked to cancer of nasopharynx, which is the upper part of the throat behind our nose. Cancer of nasal cavity, which is the opening behind the nose and top of the mouth. The third one is leukemia, is the cancer of blood cells. Next chemical is called talc, is a mineral made up mainly of magnesium, silicon, and oxygen. In powder form, it absorbs moisture well and helps cut down on friction, which makes it useful for keeping skin dry and helps in rash prevention. Talcum powder, a quite famous name, is made from talc, and it is widely used in cosmetic products such as baby powder and adult body and facial powders, as well as in several other consumer products. Talc is a mineral mined from the earth, and sometimes it is contaminated with asbestos. We have already discussed that asbestos is linked to lung cancer. If talc is contaminated with asbestos, it will be a lung cancer link. Other than talc is linked to ovarian cancer in those women who have been using it in their genital areas. Even one of the studies has also found a link between the use of talc in private areas and endometrial cancer. It is a cancer of the lining of the ureters. In 2018, a judge in one of the states in America ordered Johnson & Johnson's, the company famous for making cosmetic products, including talcum powder, to pay $4.7 billion in damages to 22 women who suffered from ovarian cancer due to their talcum powder use. Finally, let's look at some modern-day risk factors which we need to manage while fitting into society. Nightlife. In the past, humans used to go to bed early and wake up early, so their sleep cycle was according to daylight. But since the use of artificial light, our sleep has changed, which interferes with some hormonal production, especially melatonin. Melatonin is essential in regulating sleep. When women stay awake late at night, either due to recreational purposes or their work commitments, they are exposed to artificial light that interferes with melatonin production. Some studies suggest that increases breast cancer risk in women. Then chemicals in cosmetics. Products like skin moisturizers, perfumes, lipsticks, nail polish, eye and facial makeup, shampoos, hair colors, toothpaste, and deodorants, etc. are considered as cosmetic products. Cosmetics are essential for daily use, but not all cosmetics are harmless. Some of the chemicals cause hormonal imbalances, especially parabens, are widely used in cosmetics like makeup and hair care products that can penetrate the skin and interfere with estrogen, which can lead to breast cancer. Similarly, phthalates are used in nail polish and hairspray, and also personal care and cleaning products. These are hormonal disruptors and cause breast cancer. Permanent and semi-permanent hair dyes are linked to breast cancer, bladder cancer, and leukemia. According to clinical studies, hairdressers and barbers are at high risk of these cancers. People who use hair dyes are also at risk, but it is great for those who are exposed to this chemical on a daily basis. Chemicals in drinking water. Water from water supply and bottled water companies is not always 100% clean and safe to drink. Illiterate and selfish individuals don't realize the harmful effects of chemicals and don't follow disposal rules. These harmful chemicals can end up in drinking water and cause havoc in the human body. Then chemicals in food. There are a lot of chemicals used on fruits, vegetables, and farmed animals. Chemicals like pesticides on crops, antibiotics in farmed animals, and growth hormones on top of these. These chemicals end up in our daily diet, causing all sorts of health and well-being issues. Barbecued and grilled meat. When meat is cooked at high temperatures until well done or cooked properly, a group of chemicals called HCAs form. The longer and hotter the cooking, the more HCAs form, especially in the blackened parts of the meat. The National Cancer Institute has identified 17 HCAs that may cause the risk of cancer. Another group of chemicals, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons or PAH, form in smoke produced when fat burns or drips on hot grill coals. PAH has been linked to breast cancer. Research has shown that women who ate a lot of grilled, barbecued and smoked meat and very few fruits and vegetables had a high risk of breast cancer compared to those women who didn't eat a lot of grilled meat. Then chemicals in sunscreen is also a matter of concern. Research suggests that chemicals found in some sunscreen products may cause cancer in people. Then chemicals in plastic. Everyone in this day and age exposed to plastics in some shape and form. Some harmful chemicals used in plastics transfer into the human body. A notorious chemical called BPA used in many plastics is a hormone disruptor. This characteristic is responsible for health issues including cancer. According to a clinical study done on pregnant women with a high level of BPA were likely to have daughters born with symptoms of hyperactivity, anxiety, and depression at a very young age, as young as 3 years old. This concludes the second part of the cancer series. I recommend you to watch the rest of the episode on this series that cover the history of cancer and the most common types of cancers globally. If you found this video informative, you can share it with your friends and family and subscribe to this channel for more informative content. Thanks for watching.